Okay, so in this brief little video, you open up your regression notes. And so during this Desmos activity, you're going to go over notes that are in your binder. And then this is just the activity on how to do it. So we go to the next screen and you're going to place, you're just going to practice typing data into a Desmos. And so you're just going to type some random data because all you're doing is practicing. So we go to the next. And now here's the biggest thing. You're going to go to add. So it's on the left-hand side and you're going to click the add item. So when you click the add item, you're going to scroll down. So you can add a note if you want, but you're going to scroll down and we're going to put table because that's how your data is. It's in a table. So then we're just going to practice typing in some random data. So in the X, I just put 0, 6, -5. I'm picking random numbers. This is nothing special. They're just random. And I'm just going to pick between -10 and 10. So maybe -1, -3, -2. And then I'm going to go over here to the Y value and I'm going to pick random numbers again. So, and I'm just going to go from -10 to 10 because I don't want to make my life difficult. -7. Then maybe I'm going to have 5. And then I'm going to have 8. And then I'm going to have -2. I'm going to pick a 7. And I'm going to have, oops, I can't have 0. I'm going to have 0. And, oops, and then like 4. And then maybe 2. So I just have some random numbers and I've typed it. And so you can see the dots over here that come through. And so what happens is maybe you're not seeing the dots. So we go all the way over to the right and there's this little wrench. And that's called graph settings. So I'm going to push that, graph settings. You always want to be on projector mode. And then these are your axis. And then if I don't want to show all these little gray lines, I can get rid of the minor grids. And then from here, and then it's going from -10 to +10. And instead, the steps mean what are you counting by? So if I look, I'm going from 0 to 2, 0 to 2. So it's counting by 2s. I want to change that so I'm counting by 1s. And then on the y-axis, I'm going to change that to be exactly the same. So I'm changing that to -10. And then I'm making this +10. And this is just showing you how you can get all of your data. And again, on the y-axis, I'm counting by 2s. I want to change this, so I'm going to count by 1s. And now I can see all my data, so I just click out of it. So you just click off of the box somewhere on your graph, and there's that. So you have all these points, and they're fairly random. So the next piece is you're going to go to add-on again. So we go all the way over to the left, and you push the plus button. So we're going to add an item. And this time, I'm going to write an expression. So I'm going to do an expression. And then the data is right there. That's fine. So all your data is still here. So this time, I'm going to make the calculator make. Oh, and then this, so you did this, and I'm going to make the calculator go through and make a regression model. I'm going to make a regression model. So then we have, in order to do that, it's Y, and then you have to type in the number 1. Y, and then the number 1, and then you're going to hit the Shift key, and then right above the tab is that little tilty, and it's that little squiggly line. So it's Shift, and then that right above the tab button is that little squiggly line. And then you're going to type in M. And then you type in X1. And then we want it, and then you got to type in B for your y-intercept. So what happens is this is an equation, y equals mx plus b. Y1, because this is our y1 data. x1 because this is our x1 data. So it's telling me that I'm going to make an equation. So this part right here gives me my slope. This part right here, that m is your slope, and then this is your y-intercept. So I'm going to go down here to number 3. I'm just going to click on that. And now we're going to just type this in so we can actually see that this will be the same thing. So you're going to type in your equation, y equals, and then you're going to have negative 0 point, and I'm just typing in my m value, 75, okay? And you're at, and so again, that's 75. I'm just going to type in 75, and I'm going to put x, because y equals mx. And now so far you have a purple line and a red line, and those are parallel. Those two lines are parallel, but I really want to move that red line on top of my purple line to see if I did it correctly. So I have to push plus, and then 1.06. And so you see that that red line is on now on top of that purple line. So this is just an idea of how to get that equation, and then this will actually give you the equation to go through and do. So this was just a practice. I've just typed in some random, don't worry about my title. I just practiced some random things and I plugged it in. So we went over how to set up, remember how this is how to set up your graph. And you go to add-ons to make a table. And then you go over here. This is to do your regression model. This is actually to find the equation, the regression model. And then this is just practice typing in your equation. So good luck to you, and I hope things work out perfectly.